All right, hey guys. So we're in the garden today, and really not much to do in here. I'll kind of let it go. Like I said in the other video, I think today it's time to start letting this go for this year, and then we'll figure out what we're gonna do for next year. So my post the other last week was not what I really wanted to do. I'd rather have been in the garden with you guys, but so I made some stupid mistakes, and I broke a lot of my own rules, and I ended up losing about $7,000. Um, so that's a huge setback for me. Um, I I've had to realign some of my investments uh, to get me out of this mess that I created. Um, and then of course the other thing, right as all this was going on, um, there was a shooting in the U.S. that touched a lot of people's lives. Unfortunately, there were some people that I don't care who you are, guys. You don't celebrate somebody's death. But I'm not usually political, and I'm not usually um, religious. But I will say, from my perspective, um, that was all just uncalled for. Um, I've listened to the guy in the past, and I agree with a lot of what he says. There are some things I don't agree with how he says them or whatever. And I understand if you don't want to follow me after this, it's okay. I'm okay with that. Um, there's things are changing in the world, and things have gone sideways, in my opinion. Um, I'll be honest with you. I would take a step back into 70s and 80s. They weren't the best, but it was nothing like this. And um, it really hurt me to see a lot of that stuff. And it really hurt me that we live in a society like that. And then with everything that happened to me, uh, it really bothered me. And, I felt like I needed to touch on that. That also put me in a bad place last week. So I wasn't able to get videos out. I did put a little short up of my trip to Rock City, um, just so there was something up there for you guys. I felt really bad, but like I said, with everything that happened, I was in a scramble to try and recover stuff, or at least stop the flow, and hopefully I can move on from this and go to a better place. But I was so sick to my stomach that happened with my money, and then right after I was getting things sorted out, uh, I heard the news of Charlie Kirk, and I think that was my awakening to say, hey, you know what? As bad as things are, there's always things that are worse. Stop focusing on that. Pick yourself up, get back on track, get to where you can function again in life. Um, so that's where we're at today. I'm still a little stunned by both the shooting and what happened to me, but there's not much I can do about it. I just hope that we can move forward in life and put all this stuff aside, and come together as a community, and as a better better place in this world. Um, but anyway, so I've been thinking a lot about the garden, and unfortunately, again, like I said, with everything that happened, funds are going to be extremely tight. So I'm not going to get much done this year. I've kind of let things go. Yeah, I give you a little peek. It's really sad. The only thing we're still is the sweet potatoes. I don't know how they're doing, but I do notice that I've got some kind of fungus going on. So, and I also have these little green bugs running around. So I don't know if they're good bugs or bad bugs. So if you guys know, drop a comment in the comment section and let me know if you know. I don't know. I'm seeing a lot more of this where they're eating the green section off and just leaving a shadowy area there. So I don't know. Will they survive? Will there be anything in there? I haven't a clue. I did check the radishes. I didn't see anything in there. The plants are getting big. The leaves are looking good. I don't have as many bug problems right now with those. I was thinking maybe I would throw some in one of these planters after I clean out all this mess. Um, and see where we go. I didn't get a great harvest this year, a big harvest or anything. I did get some harvest out of it. I know it looks really sad, and I apologize for that because that's not how this was supposed to go. But I think we're going to move forward with plans. I'm going to change out. I think part of my problem is the I bought mostly compost. There's no real soil in there. So I think all the water was just draining through, so the plants weren't getting the water, and then when it drained through, all the nutrients were being sucked out. All the fertilizer, all the stuff that I put in was just running through the pots and running out. So yes, the tomatoes do good, but you could put those anywhere, and I swear to God, tomatoes would grow in concrete if they could. So that's, you know, I expected to get a few of those, but the other plants, they started doing good, and then things just started rotting on the vine. They just started dying off. I was really disappointed by the squash this year. Again, my fault, you know, so I have to learn as I go. If you don't make mistakes, you don't learn. I'm a wholehearted believer in that. So we'll keep making our mistakes, and we'll learn from our mistakes, hopefully. So I think what we're going to do next year is all these pots. I think I just want to take and like dump half of it out and try and find maybe some. Um, I used to get this black cow manure bag and get some soil, some actual soil bags instead of all this uh, organic compost stuff. I want to get good soil, some good soil. Put some soil in there. Mix some of the black cow manure in there, um, and mix what I have in the pots right now. I'll probably take like half, 3/4 of that out of there, make one big pile, put a bunch of soil in, some compost in. I think basically what I have was this stuff was leaching out so fast that it just didn't give the plants a chance to suck up the nutrients or the water because it was all just running out. So I think that's what the plan will be for next year. And now if I might try and put some stuff in here that may grow before winter, or I think there's some plants that I want to try that are that I can plant in October, November in that area. I want to say that will overwinter, and then once spring comes around, they start popping up, and I'll have an early harvest on some things. I also think the heat this year didn't help me any, and not having a water system in place. The problem is I can't really hook up to the hose, tie the hose up, and put a watering system in. So I'm gonna have to come up with some sort of like water, barrel of water or something like that, and have that on the side. And I do apologize because I'm really bad with the camera when I'm doing it one-handed. So I'm going to have to do something like that and get some sort of solar system where I can utilize that to water this better than what I was watering before. I mean, every day pretty much I came home from work. If it hadn't rained during the day, then I watered the plants and it was doing fine. But like I said, I wasn't getting that rich green color on most of the stuff. So it wasn't getting the nutrients. So I need to adjust that. I need to fix that. Again, I am reading, I'm studying, I'm trying to figure things out, how I can do better with this. So hopefully next year we can do some actual plants and pull some stuff out of the ground. My biggest issue is going to be the insects, the bugs, that kind of thing, because I really want to try and do this as organic as possible. I don't want to put any chemicals on this stuff. I want to be able to just walk out to the garden. If it's dirty, rinse it off or wipe it down and eat it. I don't want to have to wash and scrub things. And then even if you scrub it and you've put chemicals on it, the chemicals go into the dirt, the plant's roots, and then it gets sucked up into the plant, and then you're eating basically the chemicals you put on your plants. So again, I want to try and do this organically. I've been watching a lot of videos, been watching other people's videos, trying to learn from them. And I'll keep doing that, and we'll go from there. So it won't be over the next probably 3, 4, 5 weeks. There really won't be much going on until I want to try and get some soil and some manure and mix this dirt before wintertime. I want to try and get it set up so that when I do plant, it's already done and ready to go, and hopefully get a good harvest next year. Like I said, I did get some harvest out of here. I'm not complaining at all. Again, this is all. I mean, I did gardening when I was little with my mom, but there was always somebody there to guide me. I didn't pay attention like I should have, obviously, and I didn't really learn what I was doing. I just did what mom told me. So now it's time. I've got to learn it. Again, eventually I want this to turn into a homestead type situation where I've got a big enough piece of land that I can actually grow larger quantities of it and feed myself and maybe share some with others. So that's the goal. That's what I want to do. How will it happen if I keep making mistakes like I just did this last week? No, it's just gonna fall apart. So I got to get better at a few things. Again, I'm learning. I'm growing with you guys, so I want to make sure that you guys are there from the beginning, as opposed to me walking into a piece of property and then trying to grow stuff. I want you to see where it starts, how it starts financially, everything that I go through. I want to go through it with you guys so you see what's going on. Maybe that'll inspire somebody else to, figure things out and get going in their life. So that's where we stand right now. So trying to get a little bit of money together to get the products I need, so I can move things along. I do have guests coming in October, the end of October, the first week of November. We will be going up by Helen, Georgia. We're going to check out up there, and I'm going to take you guys along, obviously. I'm going to try and make a couple videos and some shorts for you guys as we go through some of the places that we go through. I'm not sure what we're going to do, and yes, this money was already accounted for, and a lot of the stuff is already paid for, so I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to stress about that. That's the one good thing about that. So that was separate money. It was put aside. It's set aside. It's still there. I'm not going to touch it. So yeah, I'm not a big vacation kind of guy. I'm usually like the guy that just goes to the state park and goes for a hike. So with that being said, guys, please, if you would, just say a prayer for Charlie Kirk's family. And if I'm sorry if it offends anybody, but nobody deserves to go like that. And he had 2 young kids, so just say a prayer for Charlie, and may your day be blessed, and you guys have an awesome week. I'm gonna try and get something out for Wednesday short. If I'm in the garden, whatever, I'll try and get something out for a short and see where we go from there. But like I said, I don't have the stuff to do anything really with the garden, other than probably clean the pots out, clean out the dead and dying stuff, and possibly maybe save, I don't know, save some plants that are in there, see if we can get them to produce any more. But anyways, you guys have an awesome week. Thanks again for tuning in. Please make sure that you subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. If you're following along, hit that like button for me, and please share these videos out so we can get this out to more people, so we can grow this channel. I appreciate everything you guys do for me, and again, this is our journey. I'm bringing you guys along from the start, and so we can see where we can take this thing. Thanks again, guys. Have a wonderful week.